What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on.
And for today's video, guys, I have several quite interesting news. First of all, I will show you the most important news for today's video. It is the update for one of the lawsuits that were filed right before the expiration date of statute of limitations. On top of that, guys, I will show you quite weird conversation inside the so-called non-litigational path to the resolution of MMTLP community. On top of that, guys, I will show you some comments from John Brda and George Palikaras in regards to the actions that were made, that were done by authorities. And I will explain you why it is extremely important to know what you are talking about, and why it is extremely important to be very thorough in your statements. So, and before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. And let's begin today's video with this tweet. It was published by Roman Soups 14 hours ago. Daniel Spears, he wrote, Daniel Spears making moves on her case against Brda, Next Bridge and others, including John Doe's and Jane Doe's. Will she be the first to serve the Bird Lady? Drew, Jack, Busy Brands, Junk Savvy and others with the lawsuit. Stay tuned. And guys, he added the link to the court listener. Unfortunately, we don't have these documents free of charge. They are stored behind the paywall, but I think within next several days or even probably next several hours we will find it out. And here is the question that was asked by Mother Breather. What is the deficiency notice on the court listener page? And he is talking about this deficiency notice. And Romain Soups responded, I'm not sure. Once somebody buys it with the Pace Recap plugin, then it will be available for everyone to download free. And yes, I think he's right. Someone should buy it, and right after that, Pacer will disclose this document for the broader audience. So, and again, guys, you have to be very cautious with your statements, because right here you can see that potentially some of MMTLP community members might also be a defendants in the upcoming lawsuit. So, let me show you why it is so important to know what you are talking about and to be extremely cautious with your statements. Due diligence, basically, let's start with this tweet. Again, Roman Soups wrote it several hours ago, and he published this screenshot. I think you all know what this screenshot is about. It was made by one of our community members, and here you can see that he wrote this. MMTLP BBBY is the Michael AME stealing Marcos Montero's work, and he added basically this screenshot, and he also added another. It is a screenshot of the tweet that was written by 100 MPH, and that was responded by Michael AME. 100 MPH wrote, great job Michael, thank you. And Michael AME wrote, thank you, you were a big help when I needed it most. The beginning of the BBBY bankruptcy was a very confusing time, and talking to you fueled the fire in me. And guys, I have to admit that Michael AME made this, basically, he added this screenshot into his investigation of BBBY. And because of this so-called stealing screenshot, Due Diligence wrote set of tweets, and he basically attacked Michael AME. At the end of the day, he wrote this. Let me say this diplomatically. Michael AME is wrong. I don't know where or why he comes up with this stuff, but if you viewed the community as a threat to your ticker being resolved because we are the loudest and most efficient, what would you do to make us complacent? And he added even more information, and the very last tweet related to this saga is following. Alright, no problem, let's take it further now without the diplomacy. Michael, let me make this real simple, too even you can understand. You are full of crap, you little grifter. So guys, again, These type of statements are, I would say, confusing to tell you the least, and even other community members like Busy Brands wrote this in response to basically this tweet. And Busy Brands wrote, "First and foremost, I need to apologize. Please excuse my good friend Karma Collects. He must be having lower lunar derangement syndrome today. When his syndrome kicks in, he is easily cured with lots of attention and our hugs." With that being said, I am disappointed in you, Michael, and he added a winking smile. You forgot to mention, will it be the connection that were made in Florida? Nevertheless, if or when the MMTLP community finds out where those connections were placed within the current administration, this Pulti and Michael destruction and or the attempt to sabotage relationships would be put to rest in the New York minute. Lastly, as a friend, I am thankful and grateful to you, Jan and Pulte, for expanding an invitation to the MMTLP community to join many other retail investors communities in the state of Florida. You and any other retail investors are always welcomed on any of my space calls. And Michael AME responded to this. "Thanks, man. I understand he's frustrated. Hopefully we can help him direct that frustration towards the actual criminals. I'm just an MMTLP cheerleader. You guys have done and are doing a lot of amazing things. Anyone who has taken the time to see all you guys have done would want to cheer." And guys, I have to admit that these type of problems are not the problems in my opinion at all, because we as a retail community in general have to fight against the wrongdoers together. And that is why, guys, if someone use another person's work and everybody were connected behind the scenes, guys, why not? And that is why I don't like the behavior of due diligence in this particular case as well, on top of the case of Scott Roth. And by the way, guys, I had to admit that Scott Roth didn't publish any updates. That is why let's take a look on other news. At this time, wait a second, I will show you quite interesting update from John Brda. 16 hours ago, he wrote this tweet in response to RareDD's tweet. And RareDD wrote, "If your company becomes a target of counterfeiting, naked short selling, FINRA and the SEC expect you to accept your fate and go bankrupt. If issuers complain or bring attention to manipulation, the SEC will investigate the issuer rather than the alleged manipulation. If the issuer tries to protect their company in order to ensure long-term shareholder value, the SEC will likely file charges and or FINRA will attempt to sabotage the effort. The message is loud and clear from the regulators. They are okay with manipulation, putting companies out of business and stealing from investors. The regulators will protect their member firms rather than household investors. MMTLP is proof. The evidence dates back to TRCH." And he also refers to his own tweet that I covered yesterday. And if you remember, Trader Zero made not so pleasant comment on this tweet as well without any explanation. But guys, I don't want to dig deeper inside this tweet again. Let me show you the comment from John Brda. He wrote it just several hours ago. "On several occasions, I wanted to go to FINRA and or the SEC regarding foul play from bad actors during my tenure at TRCH. Each time I was told by my SEC counsel that you get 0 gold stars for reporting bad actors, but rather the SEC will turn on you and your company and cost you a lot of money defending yourself and your company." Guys, how cool is that? And why in the world John Brda didn't mention about this in his litigation? If I remember it correct, we have 0 mentions about this so-called weird actions from authorities. So, John Brda also added this: "The MO that Patrick Byrne spoke about is tried and true for the bad actors. We experienced the exact same playbook. Most people don't realize that an SEC investigation or inquiry costs the issuer a fortune in time and money, as each page of correspondence must be coded to SEC standards at the issuer's expense." So guys, I think I have an idea Why don't all of the CEOs of the companies who were attacked or allegedly attacked by wrongdoers and who tried to find the truth inside FINRA and SEC, why didn't they file some kind of open letter to show the world how the things are going, and why didn't why didn't they do it back in the days when the most active so-called illegal or potentially illegal actions happened with these companies from the SEC or FINRA's side. You know that John Brda and George Palikaras could file a lawsuit when MMTLP became tradable. We also have a lot of quite weird actions from the FINRA's corporate actions. And why in the world they didn't file any type of lawsuits at the end of 2022? Then the U3 halt itself. Why we don't have any actions from the C-level executive side? In my opinion, it had to be a part for the solution back in the days, but it is what it is. Let me show you another quite interesting tweet at that time from George Palikaras. George wrote this tweet again just several hours ago. Hey, the DTCC, how long do you chills last? Leaving this here for the market experts. An MMTLP trade from December the 7th, 2022, still undersolved 9 months later. Issue reported in September 2023, still chilling. Red flags. Number 1, there is no chill reason listed. Red flag number 2, transfer agent information is missing. Red flag number 3, their custodian Citibank New York couldn't even help Zürcher Cantonal Bank, the fourth largest bank in Switzerland and one of the world's top 5 safest banks. Key questions: was the DTC chill applied arbitrarily, or was there a legitimate regulatory reason? Why didn't this trade settle? Number 2, who benefits from this liquidity freeze? If short sellers or market makers disproportionately benefit, does this indicate collusion, market interference, or worse? And number 3, why was there no reason provided for the chill, and why is there no timeline to resolve it? This deserves an investigation. He added also these screenshots and he highlighted this part. By the way, this is the article that is titled "What are chills and freezes and why does DTC impose them?" And I covered this article, I remember it, I guess several months ago, but since then we don't have any updates on it. And here is the first one from George Palikaras. He also highlighted this. Chills and freezes can be imposed on securities for more complicated reasons, such as when DTC determines that there may be a legal, regulatory or operational problem with the issuance of the security or the trading or clearing of transactions involving the security. For example, DTC may chill or freeze security when DTC becomes aware or is informed by issuer, its transfer agent, federal or state regulators, or federal or state law enforcement officials that an issuance of some or all of the issuer's securities or transfer in those securities is in violation of state or federal law. And guys, don't you think that everyone from the authorities side knew about these violations? And we know it because of the FOIA letters that were disclosed again in November. I think first FOIA requests were disclosed in November. Oh no, it was written in November, but it was disclosed in March of 2023. Definitely they knew about the problem, but they didn't do anything, and DTC also was extremely quiet. And definitely, guys, again, my question to all of the C-level executives, to George Palikaras, John Brda and Greg McCabe, is still the same. Why didn't you do this in form of litigation? Why didn't you file a lawsuit against these authorities? I think it could be a very reasonable step towards the resolution. But for now, guys, it is what it is, and let me show you another quite interesting update. At this time from RareDD. He reminds us about this fact. Let me quote it for you. The SEC wants the world to believe that John Brda and George Palikaras are criminals long after the threshold of MMTLP, but they neglect to address that the SEC's investigation concerning the Torchlight and Metamaterials reverse merger was reason enough for FINRA to not process the MMTLP corporate action, according to FINRA's Rule 6490. And I know the rule indicates that it's a reason FINRA may deem a submission deficient, but there is plenty of examples of FINRA deeming submissions deficient for far less. I believe the December 2nd of 2022 MMTLP FOIA email is evidence that the SEC contacted FINRA's OTC corporate actions team to instruct them on how to sabotage the corporate action. I think it's natural to suspect full play here because FINRA had the chance to be transparent in their March 16, 2023 MMTLP FAQ about the SEC's involvement, but instead they went silent. Then, on April 1st, 2023, the MMTLP community learned about the FOIA email thread. Clearly, they had something to hide. Why else has the SEC looked the other way while there is evidence of FINRA breaking their own Rule 6419 in so many ways? This is just one. And he added the screenshot of the FOIA letter that I just mentioned a couple of minutes ago. And guys, you know that internet is quite interesting thing. If someone said something or write something, it is in the internet forever. And that is why it is basically a positive side of the internet and the negative side as well. The positive side is that we can find the truth in the pretty much every type of problem if it was reflected in internet. Otherwise, guys, if you said something wrong, you have to be accountable for this. And one of the examples, and quite the most recent examples, I would say, is this one. Geothermal's McCobb wrote this. Lol, Junk Savvy tried to rewrite history on her space and say CEOs didn't lure an investor, someone else did. Immediately Mike Q joins the space and says he bought because George said they was the from 1 to 20. 20 might be low dividend, contradicting her gaslighting. And it is a pure example how people might change their opinion, and it is nothing bad to change your opinion based on new conditions and new circumstances. But you have to admit that previously you made these statements and you were wrong. But some people, I don't want to point to any particular people right here, but I want to tell you that some people potentially want to hide this information as well in order to be, let's say, a little more clear in front of the community. And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm back.